All right. Welcome to the 3 most powerful meditations video series. There's going to be just 3 videos. In each of these videos, I'm going to explain each of the 3 meditations. These are agnostic meditations. You don't need to have any specific spiritual belief. Personally, I'm agnostic. I'm an atheist when it comes to religion. So this is really for everybody. These meditations have the most profound effect on your cognition. So with that, let's get started with this first meditation. Now, unlike most meditations, these meditations, first of all, you need to do them every day. You need to practice them 2-3 times a day, and do not skip ahead. Master this first meditation first. Then, once you have mastered this meditation that I will be describing today, move on to the second one, which I'll probably put up in a week or two, both to give you time to master this one and because I'm working on a bunch of different video series right now. But yes, so master this one first. Once it is fully mastered, and only once it is fully mastered, move on to the second one. Again, with the second one, master it fully first before finally moving on to the third one. So there are just no... you'll kind of get why you want to master these in order. If you have ADHD, I'm not going to promise anything, but I can tell you from personal experience that having mastered these meditations it had the most profound effect on my ability to focus, on my ability to just pay prolonged attention to some very specific, a specific idea or concept, and my ability to just reason critically, think through things, be more cerebral, and be less distracted by my own thoughts. In fact, once you master all 3, as long as you continue to practice these, you're almost fully in control of what's happening up here. So let's get started with the first one. You're going to need a couple of implements for this first one. Just so you know, I recommend getting clickers, like count clickers, right? When they count you into a show or a concert, they're counting heads, click, 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 as people are coming through. They're just counting all the people that are coming in. Okay, just little click counters. They don't need to be digital like these. It's got a screw loose inside of it. They can be the mechanical kind, right? As long as they're click counters. If you don't want to do click counters, you also have the option of getting 2 strings of beads. How this works is I don't have my old one around anymore, but you get a string, put little beads on it, right? But leave some space so that you can pull the beads apart about this far. Okay. And what you're going to want to do is have 1 string in each hand, and I will explain what to do with these clickers and beads, okay? But like the click counter, you can just hit it and it counts up for you. With the string of beads, you're going to start at the very end of one, and when the event happens that I will be explaining in a minute, you just push the bead over, and then the next bead over, and then the next bead over. The purpose of using these is to be able to count certain events throughout your meditation so that at the end of the meditation, you are aware of exactly how many times that happened. You need 2 of them because there are 2 specific events that we are going to be tracking throughout this meditation. I have high confidence of an incredible internal change once you master these 3 meditations. Okay, so the first meditation is you're going to also need a journal. Just so you know, there's no reason tracking the number of events if you're not going to log it and track your progress, right? Okay, so you're going to need a journal. It can be digital, or it can be, a little notebook that you have. Either way is fine. But the purpose of this meditation is to kind of get They call it the monkey mind, uninterested in infiltrating you with nonsense. It's a very passive way of doing this. So let's talk about how to do it. This is a sitting meditation. You don't need to lay down. Not only do you not need to lay down, it is highly discouraged. Okay, so you're going to sit back straight, right? 90 degree angle at your hips, 90 degree angle at your knees. Have your legs out as straight out as you can, because you're going to rest your palms on the top of your knees. So you've got feet flat on the floor, right? Leg comes straight up, 90 degrees at the knee, 90 degrees at your hip. That being said, you're not going to want to try to do this on a tall chair or a very small chair. You want fairly close 90 degree angles at both your knees and your hips. It both helps with keeping your posture during the meditation and with comfort. Okay, so we are going to be acknowledging thoughts as they come in and leave. Okay, so what we are doing with this meditation is we are simply closing our eyes, relaxing, all right? Do some like muscle relaxation if you need to. You can do some body scanning. I've got a video in the Agnostic Energy Work series about how to do body scanning. But you're just going to relax all the way down, put your hands on your knees, close your eyes, and all you're going to do is monitor your thoughts. Now the trick is you don't want to engage your thoughts, all right? You are going to try your hardest to simply monitor your thoughts as they come into your awareness, okay? And acknowledge it, but don't engage with it. Just watch it. If it, watch it play out if it needs to play out, but don't engage with it. Okay, the second you start engaging with it, all right, that is one of your clickers, all right? The other clicker is how many thoughts actually come into your awareness. So your two clickers, one is how many thoughts you have, okay, and you can, the second a thought comes up, the second it starts, just hit that clicker, watch the thought play out. If you suddenly find that you are engaging with a thought, you click your other clicker. So know which clicker means what, okay? One clicker is for your thoughts, one clicker is for your thoughts that you have been wrapped up in, that you got lost in, that you've accidentally wrapped yourself up in and suddenly realize that, oh my gosh, I've been totally wrapped up in this thought for like 30 seconds. Okay, that's your other clicker. Those are your two metrics that you are going to be tracking. Once the meditation is over, typically you can start with about 5 minutes. If you're finding that you're just absolutely failing at 5 minutes, you just can't get through it without just 200 on each clicker, you can start off even 30 seconds. Okay, just start off 30 seconds. All right, set your timer for 30 seconds. Go. Okay, now the point here is not to try to control your thoughts. You're not trying to reject thoughts, right? You're not trying to keep your mind blank. Don't do that. That is not what we're trying to do. And that will not give you the same results of simply just being and observing. The point is to just be able to observe what's coming into your awareness without engaging in it. Okay, it's not a matter of how many thoughts you have. Well, it is, but that happens eventually. Okay, so what you will find is that your ability to not get engaged in your thoughts, right? This takes willpower. Okay, it takes willpower to be able to observe thoughts coming through into your awareness and not engage in them. All right, so you're strengthening some willpower there, and it is something that will get better with time, with practice. The other thing you'll notice is that as you continue to practice, the number of thoughts that arise and present themselves to your consciousness start to lower more and more. The point of this exercise is to not get wrapped up in any thoughts. You go a full 10 minutes without getting tied up in a thought, without getting distracted, without losing track of what you're doing, without losing track of what your purpose of what the meditation's purpose is. So the thoughts that arise into your awareness will start to diminish. At first you'll just be inundated by just thoughts consistently, right? But as you continue to practice, the number and intensity of thoughts starts to diminish, to the point where you'll have maybe one thought come into your mind, every few minutes. And even at that, it will just barely kind of be a whisper of a thought, off in the distance of your consciousness. Okay. So now at the completion of each meditation, you're going to write down how many thoughts you had, how many times you got distracted, okay, and the number of thoughts that you had, right? We're going to write down the number of thoughts we had. You're going to go back and see how many of those you can remember what the thought was at the end of your meditation. So you can do it like a fraction if you want. Like I remembered 6 thoughts out of 12, something like that. And I got fully distracted 3 times, okay? But you need to keep this log, because you will see your progress, which is not just important in progression itself, but it helps you see how well you've been doing. It helps you recognize that you are actually making progress, okay? And it helps with just knowing that you're doing it, okay? So count your thoughts, the number of times you got wrapped up in the thoughts, and at the very end, how many of the thoughts that you had, you can actually remember what they were. Finally, with the timing, no matter whether you start with 5 minutes or with 30 seconds, add a little time every day. So if you start with 5 minutes, these dogs, add 1 minute tomorrow and another minute the next day. Okay. Now, some people, this might take a long time to master. Others might, if you're practiced with meditation, you might be able to master this pretty quickly. But yeah, the point is to get to where you can consistently perform this meditation for 10 minutes straight without getting lost in a thought. And you probably want no more than 1 thought per minute throughout the process. So at that point, if you're consistently not getting lost in your meditation and consistently only having about 1 thought per minute, you've graduated. You can move on to meditation number 2. All right. So this is the first meditation, and I promise you, this will completely, just this meditation alone, you will see a drastic alteration in how you perform mentally. Okay. So thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed, do it now, so you can even hit the bell. If there is a bell, I don't know if my channel is a bell, so you can be notified when the next 2 videos come out. And if you think you know somebody that might find this interesting or helpful, go ahead and share it with them. All right, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.